Hello, everybody, and we are finally picking up where we left off with Red versus Blue content. I feel like it's so weird to just jump back into things as if it hasn't been almost a year since my last RVB video. Unfortunately, 2020 has been fucking awful. Like, this is like literally the worst years in like my conscious existence that I can think on, of being like just some of the worst times of my life, of just shit that I gotta go through. A global pandemic, quarantining, haven't seen my friends or family in months, I've been cooped up in my house for months. That has led to me being very demotivated and demoralized to make content and not really being all that productive other than streaming on Twitch. That's kind of been my saving grace over these last couple of months following Ruby 7's conclusion, and I always meant to get back into RVB sooner rather than later. However, you know, I never want to sacrifice jumping back into this show feeling like I'm forced to do it because people have expectations of me, but more so wanting to be in that headspace, wanting to be in that moment, and wanting to continue and not, you know, compromise or not, you know, sacrifice when I'm ready to return versus doing it for the sake of putting out videos or, you know, content. I do want to say, though, that I do apologize to anyone who has been a continued patron of mine or someone who has been, you know, someone who's been holding out for Red versus Blue content to return. I've just been, you know, I mean, I'm a human just like you guys, and I'm a human just like, that sounds so fucking weird to say. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I go through the same shit, you know, and unfortunately, the will and the drive to make content just hasn't really been there throughout 2020, and it's just been a culmination of things. You know, my day-to-day life has been kind of thrown out of whack because of this pandemic. Everything from going and getting groceries to having people around, it's just been a very tough situation that has kind of crept into my personal life as well. And the saving grace, like I said, has been Twitch streaming, playing Persona 5 Royal, playing Catherine, playing the Halo series has kind of been my saving grace for the most part. And I'm just ready to get back to recording. I'm ready to get back to making content, picking up where I left off with Red versus Blue following the Project Freelancer storyline of Season 10, Bernie's writing coming to a close, you know, and obviously for this video, similar to what we did for Seasons 9 and 8, we are going to be listening to all of the songs included, lyrically at least, for the Season 10 soundtrack. Now, there are a few things that I want to mention before we jump right into it. This is going to be the second to last video that I will be uploading on the channel before we start the Chorus Trilogy. I still do want to give my overall thoughts of the final batch of episodes 19, 20, and 21 of the Chorus, of Season 10, the last 3 episodes that I did for my final batch, because I was a broken man, I was a broken mess during those last 2 episodes, and I just felt like it would have been out of place for me to have a very emotional send-off for Season 10, and to like sit on that emotional conclusion of the director and of everything that has been his story from the very beginning with Omega all the way up through to the reveal of him being Carolina's father and everything else in between. There's so much to talk about with the episode. I have rewatched Seasons 9 and 10 just to have that, you know, basically to have that same mindset that I had going into Season 10. And so for the next video, I'm going to be doing, similarly to what I've done for the last few seasons, I'm going to be doing a full breakdown of Season 10, obviously correlating the events of Season 9 because the Project Freelancer storyline takes place between the last 2 seasons. So I'm essentially going to talk about the last 3 batches as well as Season 10 as a whole in my next video for the final kind of send-off for Season 10 before we start the Chorus Trilogy. And I'm really excited for that as well because I'm playing Halo for the first time. So I'm playing through Halo 1. Actually, I just finished Combat Evolved Halo 1. I'm starting Halo 2 Anniversary. I'm actually starting that at the time of me recording this. I'm actually starting it today. And I'm just really happy to get back into the swing of videos and content. RWBY Volume 8 has kind of rejuvenated the community to an extent. They gave out a special clip of Volume 8. The Volume 7 soundtrack comes out on Friday at the time of me recording this. The next day after that video comes out for my live stream discussion, this video will hit YouTube. And it's essentially me going to be getting the ball rolling with Red versus Blue content, RWBY content, anime content, and a bunch of other personalized videos that I've meant to get out at this point. But unfortunately, the pandemic, quarantine, and just overall you know, demotivation for a lot of things has kind of set me back a little bit. But I do appreciate you guys' continued support. I know that there are Red versus Blue fans out there who have been waiting for this moment, waiting for me to get back to pick things up. We are going to be using the sacred Red versus Blue notebook for the last final time, just running through these last bit of notes, and this is going to be what I'm going to be utilizing for my last review. This is essentially like a fucking, I don't know, I feel like this is like a mementos at this point for all of my thoughts, theories, opinions on Red versus Blue. And obviously I'm going to get a new notebook when we start the Chorus Trilogy and beyond. I know season 18 of Red, I think it's called RVB 0, is also popping off and is going to be coming out later this year. So, you know, you guys will have the past of content with me and my reactions getting through the Chorus Trilogy, which I do plan on continuing and maintaining the Chorus Trilogy throughout 2020, seasons 11, 12, and 13. Hopefully I'll have those finished recording before RWBY comes out, but that is the goal, to get through these next 3 seasons this year. In terms of uploading, it's going to take way longer than that because these are coming out once a week, at least on YouTube. So, you know, that'll be the process for that. But for this video, I'm actually going to be getting into the soundtrack. So again, like I said, one thing that I do want to address before I jump into this, and I know this is a long intro. Hello, it's me. It's been a while, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have forgotten, but these intros are kind of lengthy. For anybody who is watching this video right now for the first time, especially if you discovered my channel in the last year, I did do a soundtrack discussion for seasons 8 and season 9. Now, what happened was this was uploaded, I believe last year this was uploaded, before I started season 10, I uploaded the soundtrack reaction / discussion, and within the last year, it has been blocked on YouTube for an entire year. Like all of 2020, it was up for like a month on my channel, and then it just disappeared. And YouTube didn't tell me why. It just got demotivated. It got like not demonetized. It just got like blocked on my channel overall. And there was nothing I can do about it because it was blocked by like the music company or whatever. So I just left it alone. I re-uploaded it, I think, to my Dropbox and my Vimeo. And I told people about it in my season 10 reactions as I was going through. And then just randomly one day, someone commented on the video and was like, hey, it's back. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, no notification that it came back or anything. So if you guys do enjoy this video, if you guys do want to hear my takes on the seasons 8 and 9 soundtracks, any of the songs that came with that, I will leave a link in the description for that so you can easily find it. Fingers crossed, however, that this video subsequently doesn't go through the same process and get blocked for the next year, because I believe you guys have told me that this is the last soundtrack that has really any type of like pivotal plot in the lyrics or in the songs. So this might be the last time that we do this. I will wait and see and get your guys' feedback as I go through that. But yeah, we're going to be checking out season 10. I believe there's about 10 songs or so to get through. A lot of songs were showcased and sampled and teased throughout season 10. So I'm really excited to kind of go back down memory lane of when I heard those songs for the first time, and just kind of overall pick back up with Red versus Blue content, because it's just been a really long time. You know, I miss the Reds, I miss the Blues, I miss the freelancers. Obviously, Epsilon and Carolina have a new journey to go on. You know, you still have Caron Industries, the UNSC, Malcolm Hargrove, you know what I mean, the UNSC chairperson. And yeah, there's just so much unanswered questions that I want to go through. Obviously, the new engines in Halo 4, so that's really exciting, and everything else in between. But of course, we still need to wrap up season 10, so it's going to be my soundtrack for today. Next week is going to be the review, and then we're going to be starting Chorus Trilogy, the first batch of episodes that I'm really excited about. So with all that said, let's switch the scene and let us get into it. And before we jump into the video, I do want to give an extra special thank you, of course, to all of my patrons who have continued to show your kindness, your generosity, and your support throughout 2020, especially due to the lack of content. But I do appreciate your continued support. I do appreciate the fact that, you know, videos are coming back, and hopefully this can be a return to form for me in 2020. But an extra special thank you goes to the members in the Wizard of Remnant, as well as the Silver-Eyed Warrior tiers, being Brendan Capelli, Daniel Burns, ERZA Lee, GOTEKAI, Ian Dodd, Jamie Coleman, Matthew Trapp, and Michael. Thank you guys again so very much for your continued support throughout 2020. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, guys, we're going to be jumping into the Red vs. Blue Season 10 soundtrack reaction / discussion. And before we jump into this, I do want to give one one final shout out to a special buddy of mine, Dominic, aka FlyntofRWBY. Now, you guys probably can't really tell in this little box right here, but I will blow it up a little bit for you. So I had commissioned and asked Dom earlier last year, actually, look at this, last updated September 25th, 2019. So I was still planning on doing this video last year, but things obviously didn't work out before Ruby 7 ended up coming out. But essentially, I have commissioned Dom to kind of go through all of these songs that included lyrics, because I didn't want to go around looking on the internet for, or at least YouTube, looking for lyric videos to make sure they had proper lyrics, to make sure that, you know, they were songs from the season 10 soundtrack, and I didn't want to get spoiled by looking up too many red versus blue things. So Dominic kind of went out of his way. He talked to Jeff. He got the official lyrics for all of these songs, and just basically I commissioned him to just put them, you know, white text, black backgrounds, just so I can pick up on the lyrics listening to the songs for the first time, because it is difficult to just pick up on the full context of things on the first listen. Unfortunately, you know, obviously that's something that I go through with Ruby soundtracks. When I listen to it for the first time, I don't have lyrics to accompany it. So yeah, this is gonna be my first listen to all of these songs. Fragments, The More, Now That We've Come So Far, Terrify, Terminate, Pray Forever. That's how voting works, and Come On Carolina. I don't remember, I think these last two songs were like suggested songs by you guys, but I remember to an extent all of these other songs being in the show at one point or another, mainly during like action sequences or whatnot. So we're going to start with Fragments, and we're going to work our way down. So Fragments, from what I remember, is the song that plays when when Texas is going through the Mother of Invention, and she's fighting off all of the, you know, Project Freelancer soldiers and whatnot. And it's that really sick, cool, like camera twisty sequence, one of my absolute favorites for season 10. That reminds me a lot of like the spiral moments that I talked about during that point in the discussion. So the song alone, Fragments, I'm assuming this is from the perspective of the AI fragments, or at least like a semblance of them, or maybe the concept of the fragments and what they mean for the director, the project, the you know, the freelancers respectfully, and maybe even Alpha. So yeah, this is going to be the first song that I listened to. Again, thank you guys so much for your support. Leave your thoughts in the comment section, and without further ado, also, shout out again to Dom. Thank you for providing these lyrics. Definitely needed it. Hopefully the audio's good, and we're going to be starting this in 3, 2, 1, now. Yep, this is the song. I definitely remember this. Okay, here we go. Yo, Jeff Williams. I'm so hyped because I'm listening to this soundtrack, and the Ruby soundtrack comes out Friday. Screams. The voices of the AI. The AI. They don't know they're the alpha. Fight for the darkness. Wow. Inside us. Lies and disguises. Yo! Oh my god, Lamar's on this! I can't even keep up! Lamar. Come on, my dude. I couldn't even keep up with the lyrics, and they're on screen. I did not know Lamar was in this song, dude. That was the last part that we heard in the actual show, too. Holy shit, I need to pick up on that. Dom, you went ham, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh my god. Wow, man. Damn, these AI are kind of like popping off about like, they're just abominations to an extent, just because like they cause so much pain and strife and agony. You know, they're tools of war essentially, and they definitely screw with the oh, this is the second verse. They definitely screw with their hosts, like with the voices and the sleeping and all that. Dreams. Wow. Shadows! Oh my god! She's just a shadow. Was that a beta reference? Wow. Everyone refers to beta, you know, text as a shadow. Pay for the blindness. What's growing deep now inside us? All we've got to become is just lies and disguises. Oh my god, Lamar, are you kidding me? Wow. God damn, dude. Lamar goes in, man. I can't even keep up with his verse. Damn. This is a very interesting song from the AI's perspective. I like this a lot. Because this is like the amalgamation of what they are. Yo, let's go! I don't know if that's a trumpet or what kind of horn instrument this is. Yeah, so the rest of it's instrumentals. Wow. A great first taste test of the soundtrack. I love it. One of the best sequences to use the song in, too. Damn. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of this song. Holy shit. So, again, I'm glad that I have lyrics because then I can, like, reference them when I actually go back and listen to it. So, screams in the silence, voices fill your brain. That's the side effect of having an artificial intelligence. I remember the one scene between North and York, and I think one of them couldn't sleep. I think it was North that couldn't sleep because Theta was keeping him awake, and it's like, we hear what they hear, we think what they think. And, you know, that's essentially the reflection. So, like, the screams would be, like, I would associate screams with, like, Epsilon and Washington. Epsilon felt all of like the screaming and the agony that Epsilon felt with the memories of everything that the Alpha went through. And then like obviously voices would be like Theta talking in, you know, in North's mind, or Delta running calculations to the point where it's synonymous with their hosts. And yeah, so these are all of the I guess the side effects: trembling, whispers, and, you know, it's what it means to be a fragment. And these are essentially tools of war for the director to use in this great war that he's trying to help humanity face with the, I obviously, I assume, like, the Covenant and all of that other stuff, and the UNSC and whatnot. But also, he's got his own ulterior motives, you know, wanting to see Allison again, obviously Texas being the beta, and, you know, the whole project in of itself being an ulterior motive for him to get what he wants out of seeing his deceased wife again. This is very interesting because this is also sung from the perspective of the Fragments. So it's not only like externally, like, hey, this is what the Fragments are in the universe of RVB. This is also the Fragments speaking out of like, hey, this is what we are. This is what we cause. This is what will happen to you if you kind of, you know, stick with us as time goes on. We are just fragments in pieces. We are controlling the game. Don't even know our own secrets. When it's over, we all will pay. So that line right there just goes to show that the Fragments were fragments. You know what I mean? Like, no one knew where they came from. Like I said, they were fragments, never a whole AI, you know, and that's all the stuff that they learned, you know, in the classroom of artificial intelligence constructs and matrices and all that stuff. And when it's all over, everyone will pay, because essentially everyone here, I think, is like a war criminal. You know what I mean? Like, everyone has to pay for the director's mistakes because they are essentially his accessories. So, you know what I mean? They're all just used. They're all just toys. They're all just tools in this game of of you know, of the director's machinations. So I am very, very impressed. And then Lamar, like, I can't even keep up. I don't even know what half of the words this man said. Try to fall asleep and pay for the blindness. So yeah, again, that thing. Try to fall asleep with an AI running your brain the entire time. I love the references. I think Jeff is really, really clever when it comes to not only the RWBY soundtrack, but obviously the RVB soundtrack as well. And then Lamar just fucking kills it. Absolutely freaking decimates every verse that he puts out, whether it's RWBY or it's RVB. He was heavily, heavily incorporated with the Season 9 soundtrack that I really liked. He had some of his own songs, and I was not expecting him to be in Fragments, because I know he's, I know he has a few other songs. I think Terrify is one of them. That's the first song that... No, I don't think it's Terrify. Terminate, I think, is the first song that you hear when York gets blown out into, like, the vacuum of space in the first episode of Season 10. So I'm very, very impressed by this. Again, you see a lot of the references, broken promises. This right here was really interesting. Shadow, you're not there. And I honestly think that this is a reference to Texas, right? Because Washington, CT, and eventually the Alpha, even Epsilon, eventually referred to her as a shadow. You know what I mean? And that's like the one thing that sticks with me, is that she's always been referenced as a shadow. And she's not there. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what the director did, he was never able to get her right. He was never able to bring her back. It was just this shadow, this figment of what was the closest thing, but not exactly there, with Allison. So I absolutely loved this song. Again, Lamar going in, Jeff bringing the lyricism, the references to Season 10 overall. And yeah, the story of the Fragments. Didn't think the Fragments as a collective would get a song, but that shit's freaking awesome. I loved it. So another thing that I'm gonna do as well, so Fragments is down. The one thing I'm gonna do, I'm actually going to save Now That We've Come So Far for last, because I have not heard any of these songs since, like, technically my second watch when I rewatched it. But I know that Now That We've Come So Far is the end credit song, and I did not listen to it when I rewatched it. And when I initially watched RVB, I wasn't even paying attention to the song, so I was, like, crying my eyes out during the credits. So Now That We've Come So Far will be the last song that I listen to, and I think that is just a general proper send-off for Season 10, being the final credit song, being, like, this amalgamation closure for Season 10 as a whole. So I'm going to skip that. After the More, I'm going to skip this one. We're going to go to Terrify. We'll go all the way down to the bottom, and then we'll loop back to this last song here, because this is the one that I'm really looking forward to. This might actually end up being my favorite based on the bits and pieces that I remembered from when I heard little bits of it during the credits. But the next song is called The More. I don't actually remember where this song plays, or if this song even did play. We'll have to wait and see, but let's see. All right, let's see what this is. The More? I don't remember this song. Oh shit, Lamar's got his own song again? Oh yeah, so it's Lamar and Casey Lee. Or sorry, Sandy Lee Casey. Wow. Fuck the bullshit. Fuck the Jakes. Fuck the Jakes. That's attitude. Common sense, no gratitude. I like this. Better squeeze, casket bound. If you freeze, shells. Oh shit. Bodies bleed. Me a pussy. Bitch please. Bitch please. I love it, dude. I love his no bullshit attitude. God, he's so real, man. Never break. Holy shit! What song is this? Where was this in the season? Also, I love that you can hear Sandy Lee Casey. Wow, you can hear so much of Casey in her voice too. You won't break me. Yeah, someone let me know in the comments where this song came from. This is a treat. What a shame. Just as I thought. Fucking lame. Stands me. Hard as stone. Straight G. Ice cold. Call me Glacier. I'm about to sing this song along with him. Motivation. On the grind. Back down. You out of mind. Call me crazy, but I'm the best. I wonder if this is just like, if they use this in something other than like a promotional or something like that, or maybe if this was a song that was it, because I know like some of his other songs were used in like RT shorts, so maybe that's where this song was, and they just tagged it onto the soundtrack. The more I'm gonna shout, the more. This is like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger type shit. Break me. Hell yeah. Thank you once again to Dom, Flint of Ruby Nation. This made like listening to the song so much better. That was a pleasant surprise, I'll say. I was not expecting, like, so first off, I don't think that this song was even, like, maybe the OST was used during Season 10, but I don't think this song was used in Season 10, like, the song itself. Like, this is all just a treat. This is just Lamar popping off, you know, talking talking the same shit he always does, and I love him for it. Really, really good lyrics. I feel like this is just Lamar just coming on here and being like, yo, you forget about me? This is who I am. Don't forget it. And obviously, I don't really think you can tie... I don't know if you can really tie this into RVB necessarily, but I think as a track, I just really like Lamar in general. Actually, here's a quick question. Does Lamar, like... Because, like, obviously, I know Lamar mostly through Red vs. Blue and Ruby. Obviously, his featured appearances on the soundtracks over the years. Does Lamar like make his own music? Does he have like his own like record label or his own music or his own sound? I just need to know or hear like this man's like his own music. And I'm pretty sure he does shit around, you know, the industry or just like his own little clique of music. Maybe he just does music with Jeff. I'm not entirely sure, but I only really know Lamar from the music that he does with Rooster Teeth and Ruby and Red vs. Blue, but I would love to hear like his own original shit, because this is like like I'm a big fan of like hip hop and rap and all that kind of stuff, and I just love this man's style. Like his style is just a lot better than even like a lot of mainstream rappers, and this shit's like way back in the day. This shit's like what, 2012, 2011, something like that. So yeah, The More was really great. I really liked this song. Again, this reminds me a lot of like Talking That Shit from like from season 9, but it's just Lamar doing his thing, and it's crazy. This is kind of like, it's crazy how much more Lamar is featured on. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? Lamar is not the type of dude that I think would settle for just being on like the Ruby soundtrack, which is primarily PG, which is probably why he only gets like, you know, a verse here or there throughout like maybe one song throughout the soundtrack. But Red vs. Blue is way more mature, you know, way more, you know, I guess it's made for a more adult audience, so Lamar is able to kind of just pop off and do his thing for Red vs. Blue, so that's why I feel like he seems a lot more in his element with Red vs. Blue, obviously, than Ruby. I doubt him dropping F-bombs, calling people pussies and shit. Like, that shit would definitely not fly in Ruby unless they just decided to flip the script and just go a whole different route with it. But yeah, I think Lamar is completely in his element, completely at home with Red vs. Blue, especially with seasons 9 and season 10 with the music, with the, you know, fuck the bullshit kind of attitude, especially with what the freelancers go through. But yeah, definitely a fan, and just looking at the track list, it seems like he's going to be in a few more tracks. So he's always a treat, always got nothing but love and respect for this man. And, definitely look forward to hearing him on the Volume 7 soundtrack. And like I said, if Lamar does any type of like official music on his end, like his own original, unique type shit, like let me know in the comments, because I definitely want to seek that out. But with that said, we're gonna now move on to Terrify, and I believe this is the song that plays in the hangar area during the first mission. I think it was like the second episode, but like when all of the freelancers like have the jetpacks and they run into the hangar area with the zero gravity. So I think this is the song that plays during that zero gravity fight sequence. So we're gonna start this in 3, 2, 1, now. Yep, definitely this one. Yeah, fucking Carolina just freaking running on zero gravity on like the Warthog and shit. God, that's such a hype ass fight. I couldn't really hear the music because there was a lot of craziness going on with like the sound effects and shit, like the shooting and the explosions. So definitely excited to hear. I'm pretty sure this is primarily Jeff, so really excited to hear how this plays out. Terrify. Oh. God, man, the anticipation. Oh my God, it takes a while. Oh yeah, so it does take a while. A lot of these songs are really short and sweet, 2 minutes or so. I like it. Yep, this is it. Gotta die. God, Jeff has such a fucking range with his voice. He sounds amazing. And this was years ago. Like 7, 8 years ago, I think. Crazy, man. And this is also like, I think at this point, this predates RWBY as well, so it's so awesome that he's come a long way. He's come a long way for sure. Damn, freelancers are wiping the floor with everybody. Oh my God, dude, the instrumentals are popping off. I like it. All right, so this is where Carolina just pops off. I remember this. That's oh, okay, that's Sandra. Okay, that's okay. Sandy Lee Casey. All right, I thought that was Casey Lee. Okay, I have to say this. If I didn't know any better, I would say that was Jeff the entire. Like, Jeff has a very high-pitched voice that can come off as like a woman singing, and that's not a knock for him at all. Like, that's just like, I think that's more talent than anything else. But like, once he reaches a certain peak, it's very hard to tell if it's Jeff or if it, like, for that 1 second I thought that was Casey for a second, but then it was her mom. It was I think it was Sandy Lee Casey. I think, yeah, so Sandy Lee Casey and Jeff. But I was like, wait, is that Casey? And then for a second I was like, wait, that could pass for Jeff, I think. I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks that, but Jeff has a really high range voice that it could definitely pass over as one or the other. And that's no knock. I love Jeff to death, but you know, it's just like that high energy, like, rock vibe, I think. Yeah, so this last verse here is really good. See, like, their voices blend really well together. Ah, there it is, Terrify. Very good song. Very good. Nice, nice, nice. God, the fucking I think the rock for Red versus Blue goes so much harder than RWBY. Like, I think RWBY's music is far more ingrained in the plot, but I could just like listen to this in general, and you know, I think on its own it sounds good. You don't even need to correlate it to a show to enjoy or even have any semblance of appreciating it. And I think that's what makes me enjoy the Red versus Blue soundtracks very differently than I enjoy the RWBY soundtracks. Like, the RWBY soundtracks, to me, I kind of feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like the RWBY soundtracks, I always correlate it to a situation or a sequence within the show. I can never really detach. There are some songs that I can obviously detach, but, you know, a song will either remind me of Monty, or it'll remind me of a fight sequence in the show, or like a really hype moment throughout the years. But I like that song, or just any one of these songs, even like a Lamar track, I feel like I can just bump that on, like, in my car, driving down the street or something, and you know, it would just feel like it's like a regular day-to-day song. So I don't know. I just feel like the RVB songs feel a lot more natural when, natural by comparison to RWBY, which I feel like is more stuck to a narrative within a story. So, Terrify was great. Again, shout out to Jeff and Sandy. No shots at Jeff for that, but But yeah, I just really think that Jeff has a crazy range, and it just sounds like he's a woman sometimes. And again, I think that kind of reminds me of what's that band called? I think Aerosmith, right? Like, dude looks like a lady. It's like Jeff sounds like like Jeff has like that range, man, that he just sounds like he could pass. And like I could barely distinguish the two between Casey and Jeff, but I loved it. It was a great song overall. So this next song is Terminate, and this is the first song that I had heard from season 10 in the first episode after after basically York gets the boot and he gets launched into the vacuums of space because he's taking too long to open that lock. So this is Terminate by Lamar. So let's check this out. Yo, Machine Gun Massacre. Yep. Yeah, I'm here. I'm seeing it. The freaking season 10 coming together. Rock with no stalling. I see anybody playing games falling back. I put the first bullet in you myself. Believe that. Yep, that's the intro. Ooh. Let's go. I fucking love Lamar, man. God damn, this is like Lamar's soundtrack at this point. I feel like Lamar's on the track just as much, if not more, than Jeff. My God. Yeah, so they use this OST throughout as well. God damn, man, that was such a great first verse. Gotta have a guitar solo. You gotta have it. Nothing less. Let me know what your guys' favorite song is as well. Oh damn. Okay, second round 2. I'm sitting at the bar taking shots with the devil. That's why you can't fuck with the kid holding metal. If you say you need a break, I keep my foot on the pedal. Push the shit to pedal. Why are there 6 pedals if there's only 4 directions? Stay outside the lines, cause I think outside the box every motherfucking time. It's impossible to box me, cage me or stop me, block me. No. God damn. Black Rock. Can't stop my charge. Light Skin Zulu. This is murder. Somebody call the feds to come get him. Cause real talk, man, ain't nobody fucking with him. You getting what you asked for, cause this is what you fuck, man. He goes so hard, man. Damn, bro. Are you for real? This was so clean. Holy shit, dude. Hold on, I need to hear this last verse again. Red man special. I'm sitting at the bar taking shots with the devil. That's why you can't fuck with the kid holding metal. If you say you need a break, I keep my foot on the pedal. Push the shit to red line, blow your fucking mind. Straight out your frontal lobe with these lethal ass rhymes. I can't contain. Hell yeah, dude, my shit's already gone. I think outside the box every motherfucking time. It's impossible to box me, cage me or stop me, block me. No, you fucking with Black Rocky. Light Skin Zulu, can't stop my charge. Millennium Malcolm, damn I goes on. Millennium Malcolm. Call the feds to come get him. Cause real talk, man, ain't nobody fucking with him. You getting what you asked for, cause this is God damn. Setting up shop, watch me bring it to a close. Holy shit. God damn, dude. I fucking love it, dude. Lamar, like any track Lamar's on, I'm like eating that shit up, man. Wow. It's just, it just baffles me that like that shit sounds really fun and exciting and real to make. I don't know, man. I feel like Lamar's like that music's better than like most of the hip hop that I listen to nowadays, or even like rap. And this shit was made 7 years ago, so I feel like I feel like his music is timeless. I feel like his style is timeless because it's like if I didn't know any better, it's like that could have been something he made today, and it sounds really fucking good. Maybe I have bias because I'm listening to it for the first time, but let me know what you guys think. Like, do you guys mess with Lamar's music? Like, I know like. I think in general with the Ruby fandom, I feel like more people are more aligned with like the rock and like the happy like pop music of Ruby. But I think Red versus Blue has that grit, you know what I mean? It's got that down in the dirt kind of style to it, you know, because it is very real and it's, you know, it definitely gets to those moments where it's kind of like, fuck you, let's go in, you know what I mean? I think Lamar delivers that variation or that genre of music that maybe not a lot of people are into when it comes to Ruby or even RVB. or in the community of Rooster Teeth. But like for me personally, like I love hip hop. I think it's like I've always grown up listening to music, like to hip hop music. Kid Cudi's my favorite artist. And you know, every so often I'll lend my ear to something here or there. But like Lamar, man, I wish this man just like had soundtracks or like singles or whatever that I could just listen to his flow more, or listen to like his lyricism, his thought process on certain things. I don't know, he's just very inspiring, and I don't know, he just kind of like brings something out in me that just makes me really appreciate, you know, his craft more than anything, because the craft kind of comes and goes as time goes on. You know, it waxes and wanes, and, you know, I just think, like, what he brings is very old school, very hip-hop, very, you know, retro in a way that's kind of lost in this day and age. So, got nothing but love for you, Lamar, seriously. I fucking love every track that every track that you deliver, you kill it, man. And definitely looking forward to the verse that he's in for the RWBY soundtrack for sure. So that's Terminate. Again, that first part right there, like, yo. Like, I've watched the first episode of Season 10 so much that I already had the lyrics memorized for what's addressed there.
Yo,
damn, man. Yo, Machine Gun Massacre, Battlestar Galactica, the world's gone to shit, don't know who it is attacking ya. Better clap the gats or it's curtains for the masses. I need everybody all in. You hear me, dogs falling, but no stalling. I see anybody playing games falling back. I put the first bullet in you myself, believe that. Dude, oh my god, I'm getting like flashbacks of when I started Season 10, man. I fucking love it. Shout out to you, Lamar. I love you to death, man. Okay, so Prey. Oh my fucking god, Prey, man. Prey is so fucking dope. I didn't know Sandy was in this song. So it's Red Rapper, Lamar Hall, and Sandy Lee Casey, and like obviously by Jeff. I did not realize that. I mean, I don't know if I even heard the whole song. But also, the song just went so fucking well with the music. See, that's the thing. That's where I feel like Monty excelled. Because if he made that song before the music, it's even more impressive because the music coincides really well with the choreography. And if it was made with the music in mind, then that's just a testament to Monty's like understanding of choreography, music, rhythm, and like basically like centralizing all three of those things in that piece. So this was the song that was playing between CT and Redman versus CT and Pillman versus Carolina and Texas. So this was also a really fucking hype ass like moment, like a fight sequence, like a 2v2, like the colors, the sound effects, the choreography, the fact that there was a 2v2, it was 2v2 and then like I don't know, it was just such a cool, it was like one of the best fights I've ever seen in my life, one of the best in RVB overall. I know this is a lot of people's favorite fights in terms of sequences of fight scenes throughout Season 10, but yeah, this was great. So let's hear this. It's been a while. Prey, featuring Red Rapper, Sandy Lee Casey, and Lamar Hall. Oh my god, let's go. I wonder if we're gonna hear bits of it that I didn't pick up on. Suicidal is ignorant. Wow. Oh my god, dude, I'm visioning this, like the fight. Oh my god. Stick a knife into my spine? Oh my god. That's how they did that to Tex. Maybe I'm just a veteran running out of his medicine. Maybe a definite epitaph would have been generous. For all I get to whisper you, where the fuck is Connecticut? Oh my god! Oh! Okay, so that was Sandy. Okay. I remember that part. Wow. Where the fuck is Connecticut? Wow! Dude, it was a second verse! Wow, I love this.
From a civilized place where violence is preferred to sit in the same grace. The young warlocks ain't got patience.
God, this fucking track is nasty, dude.
And all they know is war, so you better come correct or catch a bullet to the head just for dramatic effect.
Dude, that's how there was a shot to the head for CT, but it was a okay. So this part was added. They want your armor.
Just for that, they'll take your face off. Just like that, lies and deceit, disguise and critique.
Yeah.
Yours are P's and Q's with everybody you meet. And trust is a weakness on this side of the fleet, cause the fake showing love and leave you bleeding in the street, and that's
Pray
real.
for the day that the last don't
Yep.
find you. Pray that the end isn't right behind you.
Wow. That was a great fucking song, man. So, obviously, I ain't tricking the narrative. Like, that first part is just like, that was like right when she gets shot in the head, and it's her clone. And they mentioned like stabbing in the back. That's the first attack that CT does on Tex. And they mentioned they want your armor. And like, that's what they wanted right here. They want your armor, so believe it in a simple fact. Dude, I love how they kept it like the flow, and like this was just everyone just bringing their A game. Like, Red Rapper, never heard him before. I think Jeff mentioned in the past that this guy went to Berkeley. He's the first person who got into Berkeley as a rapper, I think. And Monty like really liked him because he sounded like Eminem. I think that's the story. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the story that Jeff had once mentioned, that like, and he mentioned like Pray, like he mentioned that this is the song and the collaboration that ended up happening for this part of Red versus Blue, and that Monty really liked the guy because he sounded like Eminem. But Jeff himself like isn't like really too hot or too big on a song like this. But, you know, he collaborated and worked on making it for the show, which I think is super awesome. But I love, like, I don't know if Jeff came up with the lyrics, but obviously there's obviously some semblance, there's some semblances of the narrative in the music that I really appreciate. Obviously, watching it for Red versus Blue, I'm obviously going to make those comparisons, but the fucking lyricism is disgusting. Like, I really can't form an opinion on this song listening to it once because there's just so many layers. But, like, on that first listen, having the lyrics to complement it, you know, it's just, these people are a different breed, man. Seriously, especially if a lot of this is just off the top of their head. Like, I doubt this is like a freestyle or anything. But, oh my God, dude, I remember this too.
Fate is half a mistress, but the rest of her's a passenger. She is tragedy to those whose death defines and makes her work. I don't believe in time. Stick a knife into my spine. Watch the shadow bleed me dry, then take my eyes and leave me blind.
Oh my God!
Time, stick a knife into my spine. Watch the shadow bleed.
I don't believe in time. Stick a knife into my spine. So like, CT stuck a knife into Texas's spine, but she's an AI, so that didn't matter. Watch the shadow, Tex, bleed me dry, then take my eyes and leave me blind. Like, Tex is the one that ended up killing Carolina. Ended up killing CT. That's what, sorry, I didn't mean to say Carolina, I meant to say CT. So yeah, so CT put a knife in Texas's back. And the shadow, being Tex, ended up bleeding CT dry because that's how she ended up dying from her wounds. Wow, man, this was great. And then I didn't even realize either, but like the female vocals towards the end of each verse was Sandy. So I was like, oh, that's because it's been a while since I've heard this song. Where the fuck is Connecticut? Doesn't find you, pray for the end isn't right behind you. Wow. I'm a big fan of this song. I'll tell you that right now. I'm a big fucking fan of this song, man. The flow and everything is great. I also like that it's more than one artist. I think that's real. Like these two like bounce off each other really well.
From a civilized place where violence is preferred to sit in the same place. The young warlocks ain't got patience or respect.
Yeah, so they took like the latter half of Lamar's part and the first half of Red Rapper's part and put it together for that fight. So I like that. So this part right here.
Don't get caught slipping up
In the jungle, squire, they want your armor, so it's... Yep.
just for that they'll take your face off just like that. Lies and deceit.
Yep. God damn, this is so good. This is so good. I love how hip-hop rap... I love the hip-hop rap genre for this entire soundtrack. It's great. And that's real. Right behind you. Shout out to Sandy as well. God damn, the first time I heard her was Red Like Roses Part 2. I really hope she makes a comeback for the soundtrack if they end up doing like another like Red Like Roses Part 3 or some shit, or a song featuring Summer Rose, because I feel like that's the role that she provided, obviously, and I think that's really great too because, you know, mother-daughter, Ruby and Summer, mother-daughter, Casey and Sandy. Damn, I liked this song. I liked this song a lot. There's not much more I can say about it because obviously I think we extrapolated a lot out of it. So, oh my God. The next song is Forever. Oh boy, this is the sad song of the soundtrack, unfortunately. This is the song that plays when CT dies. God damn it, and this is featuring Casey. Damn. Yeah. God, this is such a great show. It still is. I'm still looking forward to it, but like, god damn, man. God damn, season 10. So I think this is between CT and Pillman, I think.
Your hand in mine, we walked along. No hill too high, no road was too long. To stay with you, my only dream. To share your life, whatever it means.
Man, dude, CT, unsung hero of this season. She was the one that allowed everything to come together with Texas finding out who she was, overthrowing the director and the project. You know, CT is like, and she was always the one that was being scolded because she went against the grain, and she's a hero for it.
I knew you'd have to go away. My love for you could not help you stay.
God bless Casey too. She was still really, really young when she did this.
Day by day, I cherished every breath that remained.
And this was before the Ruby soundtrack too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
In my arms, close to me, your body broke, your soul was set free.
This is such a beautiful song.
You left this world, my treasured friend, a chapter closed, but love has no end.
Wow. Wow, what a beautiful song. Oh, man. That's a beautiful song. Like, that song transcends RVB. That song literally is just like a final farewell song to a loved one. Damn, dude. Holy shit. That moment was just so sad to go through in the show because, like, you know, like, after everything, CT was really just trying to help. And it's just a tragic, unfortunate circumstance for all parties involved, right? Tex not realizing that Carolina was her daughter. I don't know if she did. Maybe she did. And, like, obviously she thought her daughter died after being thrown off the cliff by the meta. So that pathway's cut off. You had CT, who considered Tex a friend, who recorded that message preemptively, and the person she considered a friend ended up killing her, so that path line is cut off. You had York, who went his entire life thinking that Carolina was dead, and then when he ended up dying after seeing Tex again, we found out that Carolina was alive the whole time, so that was never able to be resolved, especially after how you see, you know, their last encounter, their last time ever seeing each other, you know, so that line was cut off. You know, the twins alone, like, that entire ordeal went south, no pun intended, but, you know, South made that decision, and that kind of destroyed any semblance of you know, a happy ending for them too. And, like, obviously all of this was spurred on because of the director's tragic situation of losing his wife and being so desperate to have her back. And, you know, CT had someone who cared about her deeply, loved her even, and wanted her to just be done with it, wanting her to be, you know, far removed from all of this so she can live the life and have the home that she's always wanted. And even then that wasn't enough. Like, Pillman's love for her wasn't enough to keep her around. And even then he ended up dying by Epsilon when he was in, like, the laser face orb. So, like, even then, it's just like there's nothing but, like, death and tragedy and unfortunate circumstances for everyone in this show. And thank fucking God they gave closure. They gave that second chance to Washington, to Carolina, and to Epsilon. I don't know how things are going to fare in the Chorus trilogy and beyond, but at the very least, that's like my semblance of hope that if give somebody that second chance, give somebody that redemption arc, that, you know, that second shot at life, because so many lives were lost that it's, you know what I mean? Like, I doubt any of these people are going to squander the opportunities they have now after being able to escape such a tragic situation like the Project Freelancer plot altogether, you know? And Forever, I feel like, could be a swan song for anyone who lost their life in this show, or even anyone in general, you know what I mean? Like, in real life as well, like a loved one, for example. There's already a few people that come to mind just hearing the song and reading the lyrics. But yeah, CT's death was the first one that really, like, hit me. In the first instance that I really got emotional for RVB, and it started becoming like, wow, this is what the show is going to become. This is how invested I really am, to the point where I'm actually, like, emotionally attached to these characters and what happens to them. And obviously CT was a big part of that because, again, she's the MVP of I keep wanting to say the volume. She's the MVP of the season for sure. It's her discoveries and her confiding that trust in Tex that turned everything around for everybody. You know what I mean? God knows what would have happened if that never happened. You know what I mean? It would have just been a vicious, endless cycle of constant trial and error for the director. And, you know, things might have never changed for Carolina, for Washington, for Epsilon, if CT didn't make that like 200 IQ play that years down the line, everything kind of folded in her favor. So really, really loved the song. Again, a big ode to CT, one of my favorite freelancers. I definitely want to do like a freelancer. I don't know about a tier list, but definitely like my top favorite ones, because I just really, really, really love the characters that I got to know over these last 2 volumes and the miniseries. And like, it's crazy. It's crazy how real they felt, and you know, a lot of them perished, and it's really unfortunate. You know what I mean? It's really unfortunate, but like, that's what happens in war, and that's ultimately a character is immortalized not by how they live, but by how they die. And CT went out like a real hero, in my opinion. So I love the song. Very tragic, very somber. Obviously, there's a lot that I'm thinking on in reflection of it. But I loved it, and I really hope that I don't know. I just really hope that the story that is to be told is worth everything that these characters have gone through. You know, the Chorus trilogy at the very least, and you know, things that are in the future for Epsilon, or Church, for Carolina, Washington, the Reds, the Blues. I just want to continue the story, and I don't want these character sacrifices to be in vain. I don't want these characters, you know, I want everything to have meant something. You know what I mean? And I think forever is no pun intended, but I think forever will forever be a testament to, and just like a reminder of those that we've lost. So really emotional song, really liked it. Obviously there's a lot of weight behind it for a bunch of different reasons, but those are my thoughts, and we can move on to hopefully happier, more lighthearted tunes. All right, so now we're going to be checking out RVB, That's How Voting Works, featuring Matt Hullum, Gus Sorolla, and Jeff Ramsey, which I assume that's Sarge, Simmons, and Griff. So I have no idea what the hell this is. Oh, I can only imagine. Let's hear this out. Oh, God.
Well, let us share with you our knowledge.
Oh, my gosh! I love the color coding. Thank you, Dom.
It comes after voting high school. No, it doesn't. That's delightful. Right. I'm in high school civics.
Come on, boys, now be specific.
Oh, look at that. That's so cool.
I think you'll need a big, strong chorus.
Chorus trilogy.
Who are these guys?
We are citizens of this land.
What?
And we're here to lend a hand. We come together and we vote because we're all in the same boat.
Hey, go out and vote, ladies and gentlemen.
Metaphorically.
This is like, this is the most political my channel will ever be, I promise.
So confusing.
Hey, the red, white, and blue. I love it.
And that's how voting works.
Yeah, that's how voting works.
What's how voting works? I know less than before.
Well, if you shut up for a minute, they might tell us more.
Oh, boy.
Our elected representatives come from every state, and that's what gives us strength through diversity. It's not
Hey, we're in
vote every 4
politics
years.
class.
Wait, is that true?
Every 4 years.
Attention to the midterm campaign.
This has to stop. Voting hurts my brain.
Oh my God, this is so relevant right now. It's scary. Oh God. Voting works. This is a bop, dude.
Ah, I get it now. So the president is elected by popular vote, and whoever gets more than 50% of that wins.
Yeah.
Actually, no.
Oh.
The president is chosen by a group of 538 electors representing each state and the District of Columbia.
Oh
Most
my
states have a
God.
all system, but some states like Maine and Nebraska have proportional representation. If no
Yeah.
candidate gets a majority of the electoral college, then the winner is chosen by the House of Representatives.
But
Jesus
my vote still
Christ.
counts, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Damn. I know the guys that we're choosing for are all a bunch of jerk. Dude, you have no fucking idea. This song was like 8 years ahead of the curve. yeah, so I guess that's how voting works. So if you didn't know how to vote, get out there and vote. Now more than ever, please. Oh my god, that's that was interesting. I did not think I'd be taking a politics class on the democratic privilege of voting, but here we are. Damn, dude. I love that last line. It's like, it doesn't really matter who you vote for. Like, everyone's just shitty. Oh, boy. That was an interesting little bop there by Jeff. I'm sorry, by Matt, by freaking Sarge. Really, between Jeff and Simmons, but Sarge was there for moral support, you know, for our ancestors and all that. Oh, boy, that was interesting. Anyways, don't really have much to say on that. I'm not really a political guy. Obviously, voting is important. I think like 50 million people didn't vote in the last presidential election, and that could have turned the tides for where we are today. I don't really have much to say on a lot of topics because I'm not exactly the most informed individual when it comes to politics. I also think politics brings out the worst in people, based on like difference of opinions and difference of like policies and all that type of shit. I feel like some people are too deeply ingrained in their political identity that that's literally who they become and who they surround themselves with. I have never really talked about politics. I've never talked about who I vote for. I've only voted once in my life, and to be quite honest, I'm most likely part of the problem of people who don't really actively get out there and vote and make a change or make a difference. It could be due to my age. It could be due to my, me just being uninformed on who I'm voting for, what I'm voting for, and so on and so forth. I know like older generations obviously take it way more seriously than younger generations, and maybe at a turning point of age is where it'll come into play. Obviously, I want it to kind of start locally if I ever decide, not if I ever decide. I feel like one day I will, really like take the bull by the horns and really like apply and take it seriously. But I just feel, I don't know, man. Like I look at some people who are all about their politics, and it's just like, it's really sad to like, I find it very odd that people who are into a certain thing, I feel like if you're ever angry, upset, negative, spiteful about something that you are passionate about, I feel like that's generally not it, Chief. Like, I couldn't imagine being into something because I'm passionate about it and always coming out of a situation angry, upset, negative. You know what I mean? I just don't know. And that's really, I've never really seen positive influences or positive outcomes when it comes to any political stance or political opinion. Even something as simple as wearing a mask in 2020 because of this pandemic, it's somehow been turned in, it's that in of itself. I'm sorry that this is turning into like a political topic, but like even something as simple and as common sense as, hey, we have a situation with this pandemic and evidence shows that wearing a mask will reduce that. There are people that are simply like, no, I don't want to wear a mask. It's a political stance. Wearing a mask says something about you politically that other people seeing you wear a mask will instantly interpret, and that somehow will devalue you as a person. So rather than wear a mask and keep yourself safe and keep others safe, people just don't want to wear a mask because it says something about them on a political level, which is so fucking weird to me. But anyways, that's it. I guess that's how voting works. Never thought I'd be talking about politics on my channel first and last time, by the way. But with all of that said, we're going to jump into the next song. Come On, Carolina. So I can only imagine what this song is going to be about. This is... Come on, Carolina, have fun, Carolina. What?
Take you to the movie, but you won't.
Wait a minute. Oh my god. What's this song about? You've always been such a bitch, Carolina. Lighten up, will ya? Like mother, like daughter, am I right? Oh my god. I was not expecting that. Holy shit. So this song was also an add-on request by a few people in my community. So I believe Texelation also requested this song, but okay, so I'm wondering who this song's perspective is from, because it seems like they want to take her out to the movies or something. I'm thinking York, but I doubt York would just come out and call her a bitch like that. Anyway, that shit was hilarious. Come on, Carolina, have fun, Carolina.
You're always being such a bitch.
Wow.
I'd like to take you to a movie.
Oh,
but
man.
You won't leave the training room floor.
True, true.
I wanna bring you to the mall to buy shoes. You're
Oh.
obsessed with your leaderboard, baby.
She really is, though.
Why don't you give me a break?
Maybe this is York.
It's so hard for me to love you.
It's literally York.
I'm gonna do what it takes, but could you please stop kicking me?
Yep. Come on, Carolina, have fun. This is a bop, dude.
Always being such a bitch.
Damn. Carolina, let's run, Carolina.
Leave this place, fly through space and stars.
This is literally York, dude. He literally says that to her. Let's leave this place. We'll get you help. We'll take those things out of your head. We'll start a different. Oh my! Now this song's just sad. Oh my god.
On a different life and have babies
Aww.
with
God damn it.
maybe we could hit a disco or skate down and check out the shore.
Now it's like these are all the things that could have been.
Could stay at home and cuddle and play a little Halo 4.
Yo, product placement. Hey, I'm about it.
Kick ass, I know you're dying to rip that text to pieces.
Yeah, her mom, by the way.
But baby, both of us know that bitch would have you on your knees.
Hey, a reference to On Your Knees. Oh my god, this is like the perfect what if song. I love this song, man. You can like dedicate this song to anybody. Just replace the song Carolina. Oh my god, everyone who requested this song, thank you so much. I love it. I love it. Come on, Carolina, have fun, Carolina. You've always been such a bitch. Come on, Carolina, let's run, Carolina.
Leave this place, fly through space and start a different life and have babies with free eyes.
I'm gonna send this song to my girlfriend because my girlfriend has green eyes. I'm gonna be like, replace Carolina with Kaylin. There you go. Boom. Boyfriend of the year. Thank you so much, everyone who requested this song. I love this song, man. Not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of ships, like shipping. Like no one should be a stranger to that concept when it comes to me. I think this might be the first time that I see it, that I understand. With this song here. York really loved Carolina. He really did. He went through shit for her too. Like, always was willing to do whatever she needed, whether it be a mission, whether it be a shoulder to just like, I don't know, he was just always there for her. And I don't know, their final farewell was just very heartbreaking. The lighter, or the Herrera story where they met, him like meeting her for the first time, immediately falling for her, and this just years of them, their final, I don't know, man, like that final send-off was just so heartbreaking because they were both alive at different points and they just never, it just never happened. It just never ended up coming to fruition. And so like when you see all that intro is fucking hilarious though. Like, I want to take you to the movies, but you're always in the training room for it. And you know what I mean? The episode where he stays up really late along with her while she's training. And he's like, that's all she cares about. She doesn't know how to stop. You know, she really wants to win. She cares about the leaderboards all the time. It was just something that she was never able to let go of. And that's the one thing that York wanted for her, was to just let go. You know, just let go of bullshit. Let go of what's eating away at you, and you'll live a much richer, happier, fulfilling life. And she wasn't able to realize that until it was too late. And you know, at least now she's getting that second chance, but it's like York's gone. You know, the best thing that she can do now is live her life, live her best life at that. But whether this is or isn't about York, I'm establishing this as a York song, because clearly who else would this be about? Talking about loving and caring about Carolina, you know? And oh man, imagine they had kids, dude. Imagine like little freelancer kids. I don't know, man. Carolina is definitely like aggressive like her father. Like, obviously she herself is a military brat, so imagine her bringing up kids in that same fashion. Obviously not to the same degree that she was raised, you know, no mother and a very cold, emotionally distant father, but I don't know. I think Carolina would make a great mom, to be quite honest, and York would have made an awesome fucking dad. Babies with green eyes. Oh my god. Yeah, the director had green. That green eye reveal, man, was the fucking, like, I felt like my life just like flashed before my eyes. It just like everything snapped in that like 2-second shot. Damn, this song was great. Thank you so much, whoever recommended this to me. I know it's been like over a year since the recommendations. I'm pretty sure Texelation was one of the people who recommended this, if not her alone, because I know she really loves Tex and obviously Carolina by proxy. For obvious reasons. So this was definitely a treat. Oh my god, I loved this song, man. This just was, I don't know, it's sad at the same time. Like, after you get to this one verse, where is it? Like, it's just that one verse at the right here. Like, when you get to this verse here, this is just where my heart breaks, because it's like, that's what he wanted. He wanted them to start over, leave their whole life behind. But Tex couldn't do that. All she wanted to do was prove that she was the best and prove that she was better than Texas. And it came at the cost of everything else in her life, including her friends. And what little friends she had, you know what I mean? She casted everything aside. It made her the worst version of herself, you know? And so, again, I really hope wherever her and Epsilon are going, and however the story plays itself out, you know, I just really hope that there is a point for her to really look at life in a different way and to start over again, you know. She's got the perfect opportunity to do so. So yeah, I love the song. Thank you so much for the recommendation. And we're gonna get to the final song, Now That We've Come So Far, featuring Nicole D'Andrea. I think that's how you pronounce that. This is the song that plays during the final credits of Red vs. Blue Season 10. And I didn't get to really hear it all that well when I heard it for the first time after my first watch, because I was just crying and talking the whole time during the finale. But I think this is appropriate. It's the credit song. It's the song I'm looking forward to hearing the most. All of these songs are great. Lamar kind of like thrived on this soundtrack, which is fantastic. And then like, these last two songs were just more exciting and interesting than anything else. You know, not really pivotal to season 10 as a whole, but little cool Easter eggs or little cool like things to unexpected pleasantries. But yeah, so we're gonna get into Now That We've Come So Far in 3, 2, 1, now. God, man. Season 10 was fantastic. I loved it so much. Whew. Alright. All right, here it is. Oh. Oh no. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. That's like the director. What? What? Is he speaking Japanese? What? 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 Excuse me? Oh my god, dude. I love Red vs. Blue, dude. I love season 10. Oh my god. How am I gonna start? How am I gonna pick up after this? Oh my god, dude, this is such a great show, man. I forgot, I didn't even think I'd need that. I didn't think I'd need tissues, but my god, man. Oh my god. I don't know who this is from the perspective of, but like I think York and Carolina, and I think the director and Allison. What the fuck was that second verse, dude? Is Jeff really speaking Japanese? Like, what is this? Like, what? I don't know if Dom, like, what? Is this official? Is this on the soundtrack itself? I need to look on my fucking phone right now for this soundtrack. I do not believe that. I cannot believe that, dude. Hold on. Oh my god. Yes. Memory is the key. Memories will lead us back. Oh, man. That was such a great song. That was a fantastic song, dude. Oh my god. We've come so far with this show. I really like that song, like, really hit me. It was great. Season 10 was great, man. I just don't know. I don't know, like, how, if I really hope, I don't know. Season 10 was just perfect in my mind, and, it's like the end of a saga. And now it's starting all over again with, not starting all over, obviously when one door closes, another opens. It just feels crazy to think that a huge part of this story's chapter is over and it's still continuing. So, I don't know, man. You know, when it says, now that we've come so far, how do we ever start again? Like, how do you start over? How do you continue after season 10? I know a lot of people have credited Miles. You know, obviously he picks up for the show, following Bernie's passing of the torch, if you will, after season 10. And a lot of people argue that Miles wrote an even better continuation of the story with the Chorus trilogy. So 3 extra seasons, which is obviously a continuation of things. You know, there's still a lot of unanswered questions between, you know, what happened to Project Freelancer as a whole now that the director is gone, what happened to the counselor, what happened to all of the assets of Project Freelancer, what happened to you know, the chairman of the oversight subcommittee chairperson, you know, Malcolm Hargrove, what's he up to? What happened to Karan Industries? What is the Chorus trilogy? What is Chorus? You know what I mean? Where are the Reds and Blues now? Who put them there? Is that a UNSC base that they're given now? You know, because the last one was given after they helped stop Project Freelancer, but now Project Freelancer is like officially done. So is that like a new base that they were given now? Not actually, no, because Epsilon was like, hey, I found a new place where we can start a home. So I don't know, like, there's just so many unanswered questions, and obviously we're gonna get probably a lot more questions than answers with season 11, since, you know, that's the starting arc of this 3-part trilogy. But I don't know, man. I'm really happy also that I waited to start season 11, because I allowed myself to really sit and reflect and ponder on season 10 and 9, you know, the Red versus Blue storyline overall. I'm sorry, the Project Freelancer storyline overall. And yeah, I just think that it's incredible how I started this show back in like 2016 and we're now in 2020, and the show is, I don't know. It's a little unfortunate that I don't hear Red versus Blue talks as much, as I'm pretty sure RVB was a talk of the town back in the day, you know, pre-Ruby at least. I don't know, man. And it's also really hard to kind of get people into a long-running series, you know, 17 seasons. That's why I think for RVB 0, they're trying to make it a lot more accessible to new people, so you don't necessarily have to have seen the other seasons, but obviously it's definitely worth the investment, I think, especially if you watch it with like a buddy or something. I think going into it solo is a little different. Obviously, I had a community to watch and engage and look forward to with watching it, so I didn't necessarily feel as alone as someone who might be binging it in their room by themselves day in and day out and might drop it like 2-3 seasons in if they feel like it's not getting where they want it to be. But I don't know, man. There's just been so much investment for this show, and I love it to death. And obviously there's still going to be points in time where I'm going to be watching it and then taking a break and then watching it and then taking a break. Obviously I'm going to be eventually caught up someday, and when I'm caught up, I'm going to look back on these moments and of like my journey up to where I'm caught up with the rest of you, watching it week to week and seeing, you know, everything that you guys have to look forward to with RVB 0 and this new series that's going on and the new people that are heading it and everything else like that. But I don't know, this song really made me feel like it was like a trip down memory lane, you know? Now that we've come so far, like we've come so far, 10 seasons, and there's still so much more to be told. Granted, when this came out, no one probably thought that there would still be more to tell, but, you know, here we are in 2020, and RVB is still trucking along. Hopefully it still, you know, has its audience, but my journey is still ongoing, and the first 10 seasons they were great. They were fantastic. And the best part about it too is that there are even people now, like over the last couple of months, there have been people that are like, hey, I discovered your channel and I'm watching through your Red versus Blue reactions. You know, I loved the show when I watched it back in the day, and it's so cool that you're documenting your whole you know, watch through experience from season 1 episode 1 to the finale of season 10, and I'm going to be starting season 11 relatively soon. But yeah, I don't know, it's just incredible that, you know, this journey has been a really awesome one. I've met a lot of great friends, a lot of great community members, a lot of people that enjoy my content, have left amazing, uplifting, positive comments, words of encouragement, people that I've met at RTX, people that I've become friends with over the years through Discord, through Ruby, through Red versus Blue, also meeting them at RTX and such. I don't know. And if I had the chance to do it all over again in the exact same fashion, I wouldn't change a damn thing. You know, I probably would be a lot more caught up than I'd probably be caught up by now if I had changed things around. But who's to say I'd feel the same way, or who's to say, you know, it's like the butterfly effect. I would not change anything in the world for where I am right now with this series and with the community and with the people who continue to enjoy and support the Red versus Blue content that I make. And who have been like understanding and patient, and who have been looking forward to the content for a while. And it's just great to be back more than anything. And I can't wait to see what the Chorus Trilogy delivers. You know, Miles' introduction to writing for the show officially. You know, new characters, returning characters, tying up loose ends, obviously new plot points and things of that nature. I'm really looking forward to all of it, but I don't know. It's really exciting, and I can't wait to just pick up where I left off. But for the soundtrack as a whole, it was a robust soundtrack. I'm definitely going to be listening to a few of these songs on loop, on repeat. I don't know if they added Come On Carolina to the soundtrack itself, but that song's a bop. So I just looked it up on my phone because I did buy the soundtrack a while back. I just haven't listened to it until now. Yeah, there's Japanese is that Japanese lyrics in the last song now that we've come so far? Like, can someone fill me in on that? That felt very anime and out of place, and I'm like, wait, he gave me two sides, like obviously the source lyrics and then the translation. So it was basically the first set again, but obviously in a different language. I think that was Japanese. Can someone please fill me in on that? That was fucking awesome, but I'm just like, wait, what? I was like, wait, is Lopez singing now? Did he learn Japanese? That sounded like Japanese, I think. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That was a fucking treat and a half, man. But I think, hold on, let me look. I don't think Come On Carolina. Oh, there is. It's here. Come on, Carolina. Have fun, Carolina. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I did not know that was on the sound. Oh, these are both on the soundtrack. I thought these were like add-on songs, but I guess because they had lyrics, it was worth putting them on there anyway. Mental Meta Metal. That was a really great one as well. That's just instrumentals. Anyways, also the soundtrack came out in 2012, so that was a year before I started making. That was before Ruby, so that was a year before I started making YouTube videos. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for me. I think that's going to do it for the video, for the reaction, for the discussion, for my thoughts on the soundtrack. Very, very, very robust. I think my favorite song for sure is definitely Now That We've Come So Far. A lot of heart, a lot of emotions, a lot of reminiscing on that song in particular. Come On Carolina is definitely a bop. I'm not even gonna lie. I liked that song a lot more than I thought I would. Like, I don't know. It's I don't know, it's cute, it's endearing, and also sad at the same time, depending on if you're looking at it from York's perspective on the whole thing. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. This is my first video recording, being back to recording content. I'm going to be recording daily. Obviously, this is going to be released weekly, so I can basically have a very robust lineup of videos being recorded and being edited on a weekly basis, where I can have a backlog created, so that way I don't have to feel like I have to rush or be delayed with uploads, just so we don't have the same situation as we did with season 10. I was also told that season 10 isn't as research intensive as seasons 9 and 10 like I was doing. So that's really reassuring. Obviously, I'm going to have a new notebook for season 11, so I am going to be taking notes in general. But for the most part, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the return to form for content. I hope you guys enjoyed the soundtrack, you know, me listening to it for the first time, my initial reactions, my thoughts afterwards, and everything else in between. But yeah, thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys very much for your patience, your understanding, your kindness, your generosity, both on Patreon and on YouTube. Like I said, the next video that's going to be uploaded is going to be my overall review of the last batch of episodes for episodes 19, 20, and 21, and the overall discussion surrounding season 10, and then we will be starting the Chorus trilogy. So I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, thank you so much for your support. And again, thank you so much to all of my patrons over on patreon.com/MurderofBirds for your kindness, your generosity, and support. But an extra special thank you go to all of the patrons in the seasonal maiden tier or higher, being AIMEE Burgess, Blue Rat 138, Luke Marshall, Nigel, Ride the Lightning, Scott Porter, The Disturbed Guy, Diesel 75, Brendan Capelli, Daniel Burns, ERZA Lee, GOTEKAI, Ian Dodd, Jamie Coleman, Matthew Trapp, and Michael. Thank you guys once again for the continued efforts, your continued support of myself, the channel, the content, and everything else in between. Thank you guys so much for helping to make the content the best that it can possibly be. I hope you guys enjoyed overall. Thank you so much to everyone for watching the video, and as always, I will see you all in the next one. Take care.